Hey, what's up, my friend? So, welcome back to this month's market analysis. This is where I publish a monthly video sharing my thought process, trading ideas, and trades that I took, each and every month. So, it's kind of like, me, I share a lot of educational trading strategies and techniques on my YouTube channel, but sometimes, how do you make sense of all these different tools out there? So what I do is that through this market analysis, you'll see how I analyze the market using a price action perspective, and hopefully, right, you get to understand, right, my thought process better, right, while doing so. So let's get things started, right? So first thing first, the first market that I want to talk about this month, right, is Aussie against the yen. If you look at this market, right, let's look at the big picture. Aussie against the yen on the weekly time frame, this market is in a downtrend, right? If you just look at the price, you know that the market is making a series of lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, and lower lows, lower low, lower low, 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 low. And clearly, right, you want to be selling in such a market condition. So now the question is, where do we sell, right? We know the trend is down. We want to be looking for selling opportunity. The next question is where. So this is where we ask ourselves on the chart, right? Ask ourselves, right? Where might potential selling pressure come in? And from the looks of things, the price has now retested this key area of support that could now become resistance. If you look at this, right, this shows you something like a dragonfly doji. Okay, or is this a gravestone doji? I can't exactly remember the exact name. I think it's a gravestone doji showing price rejection around the $70 price level. So at this point, right, you can see that there's a little bit of selling pressure coming in, and if you want to better time your entry, you can go down to a lower time frame. In this case, let's say the 8-hour time frame to time your entry. So at this point on the 8-hour time frame, you understand the big picture perspective. You know that on the 8-hour time frame, yes, this is a sort of an uptrend. All right, but if you understand multiple time frame analysis, you know that on the weekly time frame, this is simply a retracement on the weekly time frame. So you want to see, right, the 8-hour time frame to show signs of crack, to show that selling pressure is coming in, right, before you take a short setup. And what I'll be looking for is this. Okay, so I know that on the 8-hour time frame, this is an area of support. I'm looking for the price to come into this area of support to fool, right, traders to buy at this area of support, so we get a slight bounce. And then when the price bounce, right, slightly, this group of traders would have their stop loss possibly below this lows or this lows. And when the price cannot hit higher, guess what? I want to be selling this market. So as the price heads down lower, breaking below this lows, I want to go short. And this time around, I'm going short, and my trade is in line with the weekly time frame trend as you've seen earlier on the weekly time frame. So now I'm putting the odds in my favor. Can you see where I'm coming from? So what about stop loss, right? Now my stop loss will be placed 1 ATR above this high, somewhere about the $69 price point. And for targets, right, a few ways to look for targets is number one could be possibly at this swing low, and another one at this swing low over here. So this could be a TP1 or TP2. So this is from a swing trading perspective. If you want to ride a trend lower, you can use moving average, right, to trail your stop loss. You can use the chandelier crow stop to trail your stop loss. Many ways to go about doing it. But I think the key thing to share, right, is where I'm looking to sell and where is my stop loss. As for targets, it really depends on the type of move you want to capture. So this is Aussie yen, the first market to share with you. You can see that right now it's still early. There is still time, right? I think by the time this video is published, there is still time for you to act on it. Moving on, next one, Euro Aussie. If you look at the weekly time frame, again, this is another Aussie pair. And oh, by the way, if you enjoy, right, such price action trading analysis, I recommend you go down to my website over here, tradingwithrayner.com. Okay, just scroll down a little bit, click this orange button, and you'll get the ultimate guide to price action trading. You better understand what price action trading is about, support resistance, candlestick patterns, and much more. And this market analysis that you're watching right now will make a lot more sense, alright? So if you haven't downloaded it, go and do so. It's free, and I'll send it to your email. So as I was saying, right, Euro Aussie, if you look at a weekly time frame, what is the trend? Well, the trend is in an uptrend, right? Series of higher highs, higher lows. Do you need me to draw for you? Okay, quick one. Higher highs, 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 and then lows, 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 higher lows. So market is in an uptrend. Next thing, right? Market did a pullback, a relatively sharp pullback, and retested this previous resistance that could become support. And we, in fact, right, last week we had a nice bounce over here. Notice this nice bounce up higher, forming somewhat of a hammer pattern. So now the question is, Where do we enter? Again, we can use multiple time frame analysis. You go down to the 8-hour time frame and look for a break of structure. Look for buyers, right, to come in and showing you signs, right, that they are about to take the price higher, about to, push the price higher. So what you have to look for is that on 8-hour time frame, you can see that as of right now, this move, yes, it's a strong bullish candle towards the upside. But the thing is this, is that you have no idea whether this is a retracement against this downtrend on this 8-hour time frame. You have no idea. I have no idea myself. But one thing I know is that on the higher time frame, the weekly time frame, market is in an uptrend. Other thing is, I also know is that price has bounced off this area of value, which is previous resistance that could become support. But I have no idea if that level is going to hold for a while or it's going to just briefly touch and then, break through it like this. I have no idea. So this is where I let, again, the price action be my guide. So if you look at this chart, 8-hour time frame, this is an area of resistance. I know that potential selling pressure might come in at this area of resistance around the 173 area. So how do I know if, selling pressure is going to take the price down lower or it will hold and break out higher? I have no idea. So again, what I'll be looking for is potential build up to form at this area of resistance. If the price can hold at this area of resistance for, 5 candles, 7 candles, 10 candles, it's telling you that buyers are willing to buy in front of this area of resistance. And if that happens, I want to be a buyer. Okay, if this happens, I want to be a buyer. Let's say price come into this area of resistance, starts to consolidate for 5 to 10 candles. I want to be a buyer, right? Because if the price can break above this area of resistance, I want to go long, stop loss 1 ATR below this low somewhere here. Can you see how all this comes together? Number one, we know that on the higher time frame, the trend is up. Number two, we are trading from an area of value as I've highlighted on this red line over here. Number three, we have an entry trigger, let's call it ET, right? Where we have a build-up form at resistance telling you that buyers are willing to buy at these higher prices, or the sellers are unable to push the price lower, right? So there's a build-up form, there is potential energy that's being stored right now. And if the price can break above these highs, there could be a follow-through up higher, and I want to be long. Okay, and also on top of it, as the price consolidates at resistance, short sellers are going to put their stop loss above these highs. And their stop loss, right? If you're short the market, your stop loss is actually a buy stop order. So as the market trades above the highs, this buy stop order will create, right, further buying pressure to push the price up higher. So that's in my favor if I'm looking to buy this market, if this setup unfolds. And that's my plan, right, for Euro Aussie. And one final thing to share with you is a market that I believe a lot of traders are not looking at because it's the bond markets, it's boring, right? I want equities market, I want the stock market, I want the oil markets. This is where the excitement is. We're on the forex markets. But if you look at the 5-year Treasury note futures, right, things are looking pretty interesting. Again, let's look at what the big picture is, right? Just zoom out, or if you want to go up the weekly time frame, it's fine. But we can agree that this market is in an uptrend. That's one. Number two, price has been, consolidating, right, for a number of months now, right? Look at this chart pattern. This might be something familiar to you. This is what we call an ascending triangle pattern. If you look at the volatility of this market, it has been relatively low over the last couple of months, right? Look at the range of these candles over here. Very small range candles. So this tells you, right, something is brewing over here. If you look at the charts, right, the market moves from a period of low volatility to high volatility to low volatility, etc. A quick example is over here. See, low volatility here, range of candles are small, then it expand up higher. Okay, now the range of candles are getting smaller again. If I look at this chart, the path of least resistance is towards the upside. It could expand up higher again. Never know, I could be wrong. But from the looks of things, right, I want to be a buyer in this case. And I'm looking to buy if the price can break above this highs with a buy stop order. If the price can break above that highs, I want to be long. Stop loss, right, can either go 1 ATR below this lows or this lows over here. Two possibilities, right? That's where I'll set my stop loss. So that is the plan, right? So that's the first option. Second option, right, could be this, right? If you look at this daily time frame, you see that this over here is a swing low. You might get an pre-breakout entry. What I mean by this is that you might be able to enter the breakout before the breakout occurs. How this happens, right, is let's say you go down to the 8-hour time frame or even a 4-hour time frame. You can see that this is the area of support, right, that you saw earlier on a daily time frame. In fact, this is the swing low that you saw on the daily time frame. So what I'll be looking for is for the market to swing down lower here on this time frame and then show a strong bullish price rejection and close up higher back above this area of support. If that's the case, it tells me that the price, right, has rejected these lower prices at this area of support. And I want to be long. right? Because again, on a higher time frame, the trend is up. It's in a volatility contraction pattern. I would go long, right? Stop loss 1 ATR below this low, somewhere here, and in anticipation of higher prices, right, to see if the price can break out of this area of resistance, right? Because you can imagine that if the price can break out of this area of resistance, right, from a risk to reward standpoint, it's pretty darn attractive. You could make like 1 to 3 or more. Okay, so this is what I call the pre-breakout technique. Now, if you've enjoyed the market analysis, right, then I want to welcome you to join Pro Traders Edge, right? This is my premium membership, right, where you will get such market analysis every single week, right? I usually publish this type of videos on a weekend to share with you my insights of the market, the trading opportunities I'm looking at, the trades I took, and much more. So that's not all, right? Because as a Pro Traders Edge member, you get many benefits that come along with it. So for example, you have access to the backtest research lab. So this is a lab, right, where I pretty much backtest the financial markets to tell you what works and what don't in the financial markets. So we have different stuff going on. We have things that talk about stock markets, quantitative trading, and much more. So all this over here in the backtest research lab, and I regularly add in new lessons, new findings that I have in the financial markets. Then also we have the weekly trade alerts. This is basically, right, the video that you have seen earlier, but it's on a weekly basis. So every single week I publish such videos, right? So you can see my analysis, my thought process, the trades I took, and you can shorten your learning curve and quickly level up your trading. So you can see that every week we publish a new video on the markets. We have a premium trading strategy guides. This is for you, right? Especially if you enjoy reading my blog posts and you want a PDF version of it. So every month we upload new PDF trading strategy guides. It's free for you to download. You can just click on it, right, and you will be brought to a PDF link, a PDF page to download it. We have a exclusive training webinars for you to help you level up your trading, learn new trading strategies and techniques. Okay, these are exclusive webinars that you will not find elsewhere. Then we have trading books and investing books that I recommend. Trading checklist, right? So before you put on a trade, you can download this checklist to review it, right, to make sure that you're on the right side, on the right page, right, and not doing anything funny or silly, right? We have the proprietary trading indicators vault. This is for MT4 users. You can download all these indicators to help you with your own trading, like the MACD, MT4. There's some issue with it. We have fixed it over here. We have the Don Chen channel, news reporter that alerts to you potential important news that's coming up, and much more. It's all over here in the indicator vault. And also we have the simple mean reversion trading strategy that you'll learn, right, to trade the market. So this is a very simple strategy for you to get started, especially if you do not know which strategy to go with. Start with this simple mean reversion trading strategy, because it is back tested, right, to identify first and foremost which markets tend to mean revert, which markets have a mean reverting characteristics, right? Then I explained to you, right, the setup to trade this type of mean reverting markets, right? So you really have the odds in your favor, right? Applying the right trading setup in the right type of market condition. Okay, so this is a mean reverting trading strategy that anyone can learn, right, even if you have no trading experience. So this is what you'll get, right, as a Pro Traders Edge member, right? New content are updated regularly for the backtest research lab, weekly trade alerts, premium strategy guides, and much more, right? So I'll put the link below so you can check out Pro Traders Edge. And with that said, right, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you soon.